sandstone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan.
To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank & Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank & Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out Team Apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We're an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank & Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank & Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC. Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Limestone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. It's another beautiful Tuesday evening as we get you set for more high school baseball. Two teams coming in at 500 on the season. And as the playoffs get closer and closer, these region games get tighter. Good evening along with Tavin Cole. I'm Heath Nimke. It's Elk Point Jefferson versus the Vermillion Tanagers. As I mentioned, both teams coming at 500. A little bit different of records, though, as EPJ coming in at 3-3 overall, whereas Vermillion has now found themselves 4 straight wins, including an extra innings last night against the Canton Seahawks to get to this 4-4 mark, but it's been put together by piecing, and it's going to continue to be put together by piecing if they want to find wins throughout the next few days. In fact, as we mentioned last night against the Canton Seahawks, and if you want to, you can even rewind it a little bit going back this weekend. A doubleheader where they found 2 wins, as I mentioned, winning last night, playing tonight, day off tomorrow, and then Vermillion right back into action for another region game against one of the top teams in the state, Dakota Valley, before they're on the road on Friday to take on Parkston. So it's extremely busy for the Vermillion Tanagers and what they are doing right now at this part of their season. Now, Friday game, of course, is a little bit question around it due to weather, but we'll take a look at that a little bit later on because right now we're focused on Elk Point Jefferson. As we mentioned for the Vermillion Tanagers, piecing it all together, kind of hoping for maybe a few different scenarios last night against the Canton Seahawks and saving some pitchers if you were, but it did not go that way. Vermillion had to burn through a couple of more, so we're going to see a little bit of it pieced together tonight and who is actually all available. You can go back to this past weekend where Jack Moskowitz is still sitting out due to rest from pitching over the weekend. And again, a few more that will be unavailable for today, and it will be interesting to see how it goes along. Let's bring in my broadcast partner here in the pregame show. That is Cole Larson. Cole, as we see EPJ warming up here for the final few seconds, going to be interesting to see what Vermillion comes out in their lineup. Again, right now we're seeing Hayden Christopherson is going to get the start, but there's been murmurs of the shortstop, Peterson, getting some action tonight. We have yet to see him play. How does this pitch count, and how does throwing pitchers out there going to be a struggle for Vermillion, but how can it be helpful throughout them later on this season?
Well, I think the biggest struggle overall is just you're limited on the guys you can choose from, maybe your normal guys, you might say, and depending on how a game goes, like last night, you go into extra innings, burn a couple extra pitchers that you were planning on saving maybe a little bit for the future, for your future games, but then it also might help them because with that you need to get more guys on the mound and maybe get some new guys on the mound that'll be able to show yourself how and who you really have to pitch later on in the season, and that can be really beneficial because if you see that you've got a hidden gem up on the mound that you bring in, maybe you can use them late in the season into the postseason, give your normal guys a break.
Yeah, we talk about finding those pieces, and that is what is going to be tonight for Vermillion Tanagers. As we mentioned, Hayden Christopherson is going to be the starting pitcher. We have seen him a couple different times this season, but he hasn't been maybe a true and tried, a tested pitcher, if you will, for the Vermillion Tanagers, but he is really going to go through the fire tonight. Elk Point Jefferson also does not come out with their ace tonight, so we'll see how they are able to put things together. Let's continue on with the pregame show, as it's now time for our manager's conversation, as we caught up earlier with Tom Heisinger to talk about tonight's contest, but also revisiting last night's extra innings win. Here he is. It's the manager, Tom Heisinger, on the pregame show. Joined with the manager, Tom Heisinger, here on the pregame show. Tom, we have to talk about the big thing that's happening for your team now. 4 straight victories, 4-4. Of course, it's been a good little spell for this team, even though it came in extra innings yesterday against the Canton Seahawks. Getting these 4 wins now and being at 500, how is the team feeling, and how is the confidence building with this younger team?
Yeah, it's good for our kids. Started off the season kind of rough with, 4 straight losses, and just doing some things that, kind of caused us some growing pains and stuff like that. But 4 straight wins here in quite a few days, or in a short period of time, has been big for the kids. But we got a lot of region games left and some really tough opponents coming up. So, we don't want to get too high, but good for our kids to kind of go through that, especially some tougher games with games that we had to piece together with some younger guys on the mound. But good for our kids, and we're looking to keep it going.
Second game in as many days. You took on the Canton Seahawks, maybe a game that we expected you to kind of get by Canton Seahawks easily. In the end, go to extra innings, get the extra victory there, 6-5. What happened in that game that Canton just came out and, I guess, played their A game?
Yeah, you know what? We kind of fell into a trap. We were maybe thinking that it was going to be a little bit easier than it was, and first part of that game, there were some things that didn't go our way, and kind of some unlucky bounces and things like that. But really tough one. But kids like Connor Rohrig and Tate Haig really stepped up for us, and kind of that leadership role, and that's something we're looking for with the young team we have. But good for our kids to stay in it and find a way to win. It was not pretty, but a region win, we'll take it.
You talked about piecing things together, and with this pitching that we've seen, 2 games on Saturday, a game yesterday, game today, game on Thursday, game on Friday. That's what it is all about, is piecing things together right now, because you have this pitch count that we have to watch for pitchers. So what does tonight look like against Elk Point Jefferson pitching-wise?
Well, Hayden Christopherson will start on the mound, and we're going to try and piece it together. We're hoping to get 2 or 3 innings out of Hayden, and then the plan is maybe Connor Peterson. He hasn't been on the mound for us yet, but he'll have to step up and be a pitcher for us if we want to be successful. So we'll try Hayden and Connor, and then we were hoping to save Connor Rohrig for tonight, but we ended up burning him last night in Canton. So then Trey Hansen will be another guy that'll have to step up, and then you never know, guys like Nolan Nygren and maybe Jack Vitt, even Eric Solzy is available for today. So we'll just have to piece it together, and it'll be definitely a team staff kind of game.
Oak Point Jefferson coming in 3-3 overall. They're a team that's kind of gotten more games underneath their belt these last few weeks, if you will. They've kind of got off to a late start for their baseball season. What can you tell us about the Huskies?
Yeah, they're definitely a team that's been improving. Last few years we've had some tough games with them. Even in the spring and in the summer, they have some kids that have been playing a long time for them. And tonight's going to be tough. We know each other pretty well. Just being separated by a little bit, but it'll be a battle for our kids, just like any region game really. But we'll have to play our A game.
Tom, thanks for the time. Go with the Huskies. All right.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Once again, that is the manager, Tom Heisinger, here on our pregame show as we get you set for first pitch between the Vermillion Tanagers and the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies, along with Tavin Cole Larsh. I'm Heath Nimke. Let's get into it right away as we're right above 5:30 for our first pitch time. Again, Hayden Christopherson is the pitcher for Vermillion Tanagers, and lead things off, it will be Geary, who is pitching as well for Elk Point Jefferson, and he sees the very first pitch. It's a ground ball over to Carter Hansen, and this is out number 1. We're going to get to our starting lineups along with Cole Larsh here in just a moment, but Cole, when it comes to these pitchers on the younger side, Hayden Christopherson, how important is it maybe not to worry about strikeouts, to not be impressive, but just get the ball in play and rely on your defense?
Like you said, that's kind of the biggest thing, is you just got to get your experience up there, especially being a younger guy, and you got to remember, you've got 7 guys behind you on defense and 1 behind the plate to help you out. No matter where the ball is hit, they're going to be there. So don't worry about giving up hits. Just put the ball over the plate and make them swing.
Trometer sees the second pitch on the 1-0 and flies this one out into right field, and there quickly is already 2 down for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies as they waste no time, as now it will be Keaton Gale who will step up to bat, the third baseman. So again, for Hayden Christopherson, 3 pitches and already 2 outs. And again, as we mentioned it, using his defense. And now a hard hit ground ball as this one just gets by the third baseman. Carter Hansen can't quite get his glove down in time. So that will be a single out into left field. Cole, continue off that as well. You talk about defense and allowing your guys to play a little bit of defense. but also you know you can be safe as no one's going to hit one hard out of the park, if you will, with the wind blowing back in again.
Yeah, it's kind of almost a safety thing you can lean back on, as any fly ball is really going to get knocked down by the wind. I'm sure it's blowing 20 to 30 almost straight in from center field, that northwest breeze, so definitely a defensive wind, you might say.
Swatke is up to bat. Yeah, we're seeing a northwest wind at 20 miles an hour, has gusted as high as 25 here in the past half hour. The 0-1, this one is above the head of Swatke as he ducks out of the way. The count 1-1, again, already 2 outs here in the top of the first. Something that Vermillion has also done a lot here at Parentis Park is give up early runs in games. Now, that hasn't necessarily been damaging to them because they were able to do that this past weekend and win both those games. As Swatke sees the 1-1, he's going to fly this one out to Preister, and right there puts the glove on the ball. So for Hayden Christopherson, able to throw 7 pitches and get 3 outs on just 1 hit on 4 batters, and again 7 pitches for Hayden Christopherson, and we move to the bottom of the first. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Back here at Parentis Park, it was a quick top of the first inning for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies as they had 4 batters able to get a hit on a hard hit ground ball that got past Carter Hansen, but that came with 2 outs. And after that, Hayden Christopherson threw a couple more pitches, got the fly ball out into right field. And we head to the bottom of the first, where we are scoreless. The first time up that Vermillion Tanagers will be up. And that being said, we didn't quite get into it. So, Cole, let's start off this bottom of the first. What are we going to see for the Vermillion Tanagers with their lineup coming up to hit?
Well, for Vermillion, they're going to lead off with the shortstop, number 18, Connor Peterson. Following him, the 2-hole hitters, the left fielder, number 24, Connor Rohrig. And then the 3-hole hitter, the catcher, number 12, Tate Haag. And then your 4 batter will be Carter Hansen, the third baseman.
Same lineup that we've seen traditionally now for the Vermillion Tanagers in the last 4 games of this lineup when it comes to batters. As the first pitch comes in for a called strike, Geary is the pitcher for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. Cole, what does it look like defensively for the Huskies?
Well, for EPJ, we'll go around the outfield first. In left field will be number 10, Evan Haley. In center, Noah McDermott, number 23, and Devin Schmitz, number 20, will be in right. Then the third baseman, Keaton Gale, number 8. The shortstop is Ben Swadek, number 27. Second base, Caden Moore, number 4. And first base, number 9, Ty Trometer. Behind the plate is Jake Gale, number 3. And pitching is number 7, Hunter Gary.
And as you mentioned, Gary there, he gets a strikeout on Peterson, saw 2 pitches, and then went swinging after the third, and there is already 1 away, as now Connor Rohrig will step up to bat. Due to this pitch limit that we have with pitchers, Rohrig had to come in on relief last night against the Canton Seahawks and did himself a great favor in helping Vermillion get the win. But with that, he threw over 70 pitches, so he has to take a few days off. And now, the 1-0, this one's going to be hit over to the first baseman as Trometer gloves it up and runs it over out at first. So, 2 up and 2 down for the Vermillion Tanagers, as now Tate Haag will step up to bat. Haag, the traditional red cap that he wears as he steps up to bat. Gary already 5 pitches and 2 outs. The first one is high upstairs. For Gary, he has kind of been wild so far here with saying that of going up and down in the zone. The 1-0, this one popped up as Haig tries to chase after that, fouled off, and now the count is 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Again, bottom of the first here, we're scoreless between Elk Point Jefferson and Vermillion. Less than 20 miles that separate these two towns. Big rivals, and of course both teams coming in at 500. Now the 1-1 ground ball over the third. Throw to first is in time, and Vermillion will go 1, 2, 3 in order. And by the way, 8 pitches, so a total of 15 pitches, and we're already through 1 complete. Vermillion 0, Elk Point Jefferson 0. The Huskies up to bat as we move into the to the top of the second after this timeout break.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Whether you're pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Back here at Parentis Park on a sunny Tuesday evening, not a cloud in the sky. Temperatures right around 64 degrees, as we mentioned, northwest wind blowing in once again here at Parentis Park. That's a majority of the games that we have seen here at the park, is that wind blowing in, and again, seeing it once again, that is knocking down balls. Certainly not going to see any home runs this evening, or at least any assisted home runs by at least the wind. As now stepping up, it will be Gale for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. So the first pitch is into the dirt. Hayden Christopherson able to pitch just 7 pitches in that first inning and get 3 outs while giving up a hit. The 1-0, this one fouled off. And again for Hayden, it's coming in favor of just kind of throwing balls into the zone, Cole, and not really trying to mess around too much of painting any corners.
Yeah, that's exactly what Vermillion needs. Just get up there, throw some strikes, get Elk Point Jefferson swinging, and rely on the defense behind you. That's why they're there.
And don't get yourself into a hole. Of course, Hayden Christopherson going to be a sophomore coming into next year. Still a freshman as they get closer to wrapping up the school year. And now the 2-1 outside. And the count 3-1 to Gale. Again, the 5th batter. We'll see in the lineup, Gale, Mueller, and McDermott all due up at least for the Huskies here in the top of the second. The 3-1, this one at the knees, but they do call it in for ball 4. And Gale, the leadoff batter, is aboard, courtesy of a walk, and Mueller will step up. Mueller will step up to bat. By the way, we know this is going to be a difficult region for the Vermillion Tanagers, as they found themselves, as of yesterday, kind of in the middle of the standings, if you will, of this Region 1. As they try to bunt here, foul ball. We'll get you those in-depth standings here in just a moment. And again, those were according to yesterday, haven't been fully updated from games that did happen yesterday and even in today. But again, Vermillion coming into last night was in the 5th spot of the standings. Foul ball. Now the count is 0-2. to Mueller, the batter, with a runner on first base. Christopherson sets on the bump. Kicks and fires, and this one called strike number 3 as Mueller just stood in there and watched it. I think he thought that was out of the strike zone, doesn't get it to go his way, and now McDermott will step up to bat. So 1 away here in the top of the second. Nice strikeout that time, Cole.
Yeah, bunt attempt that just barely went foul, another foul tip, and just got one in there. That one might have been painting corners.
And now a swing and a miss. And then with that, no. Gale will not take off and run. Again, a swing and a miss from McDermott, but just got away from the trusty Haig. He had to go chase after it. Plenty of time for Gale to run over to second. Take some medium lead off there at first. Now, Christopherson hasn't paid a whole lot of attention to it. Now a ground ball as Gale is going to get over to second. And the ground ball over to third. And play at third is going to be safe. So re-pitch it back up here. Ground ball was out at first as Gale took off to second on the steal attempt. Carter Hansen, the third baseman, had to come off the bag to throw over to first, and with that, Gale kept on going all the way around and was able to get there down just in time to avoid the tag. So Gale now at third base with 2 outs. Here in the top of the second. And the tag was close there for Gale, as maybe some Tanager fans thought it might have gotten down just in time. And now the 1-0 is going to be popped out into left field, and Roehrig might have dove just a little too soon as it gets right above his glove out in left field, and that one is in for a base hit on the fly ball, and it scores a run, and the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies lead it 1-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers, as now Schmitz will step up to bat. And Cole, maybe credit the wind a little bit as that one for Roehrig just mistiming it just by a half a step, it looked like.
Yeah, you could definitely see the ball was dying out there, and Roehrig needed a diving attempt and just couldn't quite time it up perfectly.
And that one left the bat smoothly, but again, it died quickly as it left the infield. 2-0 count. Again, Schmitz, 9th batter in the lineup for Oak Point Jefferson with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the top of the second. This one called strike. And it all comes back down as well, Cole, to Gage making a nice steal attempt and just rounding second and getting over to third nicely.
Yeah, it just seemed like he knew what he was doing and had enough speed that he knew that if he didn't stop, he could just keep on rolling.
The 2-1, this one is just popped up in the air. Hansen misjudged it for a moment, but comes back and gets the pop fly for out number 3. But for Elk Point Jefferson, a run on a hit. It took 16 pitches, and they leave 1 aboard as we move to the bottom of the second. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like tanagers are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. We move to the bottom of the second, where Elk Point Jefferson is able to get a run in the top of the second. They lead it 1-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers as Geary took 8 pitches to complete an inning for the Huskies as he gives his final warm-up pitches for the Vermillion Tanagers. Taking a look at the lineup here coming out. It will be 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. Carter Hansen, Eric Soulsley, and Trey Hansen all up to bat for the Vermillion Tanagers. You could also say third baseman, first baseman, and the second baseman will all be featured. As Carter Hansen has struggled the past couple of games to get the bat going, he sees the very first pitch, and it looked like he might be able to squeeze one past Trometer, the first baseman, but it kind of bounced there in the dirt and just seemed to die a little bit. And it's one pitch, one out, over down the first base line as Eric Soulsley will step up to bat. Cole, just a little bit of tough luck that time for Carter Hansen.
Yeah, couldn't quite get it past first baseman over there. It seemed like it maybe came off the bat a little weird and maybe not quite solid contact, but you almost had the chance of it squeaking by, and then Trometer over there almost dropped it.
Yeah, Trometer kind of has a far gap over there from the first base where that was heading down the line, but he closed down the spacing quickly. Now Tyler Leaf, the assistant coach for the Vermillion Tanagers, has a few words for the first baseman, probably saying congratulations, nice play out there. And now a fly ball that is going to go out into right field, and Schmitz is able to chase after it and put his basket down to get out number 2. So Geary, 11 pitches, has gotten 5 outs, as now Trey Hansen will step up to bat. Vermillion just needs a base runner. Seems at the moment it doesn't matter how. They just need something. In for a called strike. By the way, Geary so far, when it comes to his pitches, as we mentioned, 12 pitches, 10 strikes, and just 2 balls so far. As I say that one, hops one off of home plate. 1-1 the count. But has had great control of his pitches and has left him over the plate for Vermillion to go after it. And now the 1-1. This one's going to be a ground ball over to the shortstop. Throw to first. And there is 3 up and 3 down. In fact, you can say 6 up and 6 down for the Vermillion Tanagers as we head to the top of the third. Elk Point Jefferson leads it 1-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers. We're back after this commercial break on Live Ticket TV.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan. To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank and Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank and Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Both teams trying to use the defense here this evening. It's worked. 1-0 is the score as the Vermillion Tanagers trail against the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. As the Huskies, through 2 innings complete, go through the entire lineup, and Geary will step up as he saw the very first pitch. It was a ground ball over to third. And this time he watches the first pitch of the at-bat outside for a ball. 1-0 the count. For Hayden Christofferson, 24 pitches. This one, fly ball out into left field. Roehrig has that covered the entire way, and there is 1 away. By the way, We heard the manager Tom Heisinger mention on the pregame show that he wants to put together the pitching. He wants to piece it together. And that being said, how much longer do you see Hayden Christopherson out there? The way he is pitching, it looks good so far, up to 25 complete. But again, you have to talk about the day rest and how things all work. Maybe you kind of give him to like the Legion rule, if you will, 45 pitches before you take him out. That means he has to have at least 1 day of rest. 30 is the cutoff for no days. And this one, a line shot right back at Hayden Christopherson. It is in for a base hit. There is going to be a time to check on Hayden. It did deflect off of his glove as it got its way through. Again, he ducked out of the way just in time on that line drive. That is in for a single. And now he's just taking a quick breather, getting himself settled. Cole, certainly always scary as a pitcher.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter how fast the ball is coming out. You got very little reaction time, especially from where you're planted and where you finish your pitch. Just very vulnerable position, so any of those screamers back can be really dangerous for any pitcher.
1 out here in the top of the third with a runner aboard for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. Once again, Christopherson through 2 1/3 complete, 28 pitches. Kicks and fires. This one fouled off as it will head towards the cars, but stay inside the fence line of Parentis Park. At least the baseball diamond portion. And the count 1-1. Glance over to first base. The 1-1. This one called strike. Now the count 1-2. So mentioned coming into it yesterday, when it comes to the standings, these two teams found themselves right in the middle of Vermillion at 5th and Elk Point Jefferson at 6th when it comes to the, again, region playoffs. Dakota Valley up there at 1st at 9-1 overall. Now a low ball out of the zone, 2-2 the count. Scotland Menno, as of yesterday, the standings found themselves in 2nd. Bonholm Avon at 3rd. Parksy Ethan Tripp in 4th. Before things kind of evened out with teams at 500. And now the 2-2 is out into center field. Robe is able to catch up to it, and there is 2 away. But again, great defensive play. Getting it done with the defense. It's Hayden Christopherson. Swadek will now step up to bat. He flew out to right field his last time up. Runner on first, 2 outs here in the top of the third. This one, swing and a miss. By the way, for Hayden Christopherson, with his 33 pitches, 20 strikes so far. Does have a strikeout to his name as well. The youngster has been impressive so far. His counterpart's just been a little bit better. This one low, close to the feet of Swadek. 1-1 the count. 1-1, 2 outs, top of the third. Elk Point Jefferson leads it over Vermillion, 1-0. The 1-1, this one high once again as Swadek ducks out of the way. Cole, interesting as well for Elk Point Jefferson. Get their names on the back of the jerseys. Don't see that too often in high school.
Yeah, not very often, but I noticed with, I'd say, most of Elk Point Jefferson sports, because I believe also their football jerseys have their name on the back of them, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, something that's just a little different. They don't get to see a lot of high schools do just because they recycle the uniform so often. And this one behind Swadek, and that is ball number 4. So now runners on first and second for Hayden Christopherson and the Vermillion Tanagers, as Gale will step up to bat. He was walked his last time up. As Gale is on his way out. At least in my high school, Cole, you always got the seniors got to keep the jerseys, of course, with that option to buy if you wanted to keep your high school jersey if you wanted to do that. You ever get to keep your high school jersey at all?
No.
No? Had to give it back?
Yep. Make sure it's washed when you bring it back, and they'll use it next year.
1-0 the count to Gale, who is up to bat. With runners on first and second. This one in for a called strike. For some reason, I don't know why, I can tell you the soccer jersey does reside with me at my current residence in Yankton, and I don't know why it does.
Well, I know why.
The 1-1 swing and a miss. I couldn't, however, tell you where my football jersey would be at. That's got to be buried somewhere in a box somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the top of the third, the 1-2. This one is going to get right above the head of Trey Hansen on the line drive. The inning continues. The runner's going to come all the way across. And Elk Point Jefferson is able to score on the single from Gale. And runners on the corners. And Elk Point Jefferson leads it 2-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers. As now Mueller will step up to bat. Mueller 0 of 1. Struck out looking his last time up. So Hayden Christopherson looked like he was going to get out of this third inning without giving up any damage. And now there's a run that scores. And now a hit that gets right by Connor Peterson. Maybe not in the right position. Was leading over a little bit more towards second. And on the hard hit ground ball, another run scores. And it's now 3-0. As Swanek comes in to score. And again, Peterson just wasn't maybe quite in the right spot position-wise to get to that one. Now a swing and a miss as McDermott will step up to bat. But Elk Point Jefferson 2 runs here in the top of the third, and it's now 3-0 as they lead it over the Vermillion Tanagers. The 0-1, this one, swing and a miss. And for Hayden Christopherson, again, looked like he was going to get out of this inning without giving up any damage. But it's now given up 2 runs. And it's just by simple singles for EPJ and advancing around the bags. The 0-2, this one chopped off foul towards the Vermillion dugout. And the count remained no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. McDermott grounded out to third his last time up. And now the 0-2. This one upstairs for a ball. 1-2. By the way, with that, Christopherson goes over 46 pitches. So now he's on a couple days rest. So he won't be available for Thursday against Dakota Valley. Swing and a miss there, and that one is strikeout number 2. But there in the top of the third, Elk Point Jefferson's able to do some damage. 2 runs on 3 hits, 24 pitches, and we head to the bottom of the third. Well, Vermillion has not gotten a hit in this game. In fact, they have gone 6 up and 6 down. We'll see if they can't get some offense going. That's coming up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Back here at Parentis Park as we move to the bottom of the third. Elk Point Jefferson leads it 3-0 over the Vermillion Tanagers. In fact, for Vermillion, they have yet to see a base runner, as it has been an impressive performance from Geary so far. 14 pitches through 2 innings complete. Again, has faced those 6 batters. Has thrown a total of 11 strikes out of his 14 pitches. Does have a strikeout to his name as well. Otherwise, has really relied on his defense to get it done. Has now stepping up to bat for the Vermillion Tanagers is the DH, Jack Vitt. Vitt is certainly a man who can get aboard and get hits moving for the Vermillion Tanagers. As the first pitch comes in for a called strike, we'll see what he can do offensively for the Vermillion Tanagers. The 0-1, this one, ground ball right back to Geary, and he'll underhand toss that to first, and there is one away. Cole, an impressive performance so far for Geary here in the ball game.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's more of an impressive performance from Geary or just a disappointing performance by the Tanagers so far. I mean, you got to give credit to Geary. He's really humming them in there and giving good spots, maybe painting corners a little bit. But Vermillion just, so far, lots of waves and misses, and they're also watching a lot of strikes come in, something we really haven't seen from these past couple games when they've been winning. They've been swinging and getting contact.
Yeah, you mentioned that for Vermillion, 4 straight wins after they started the season 0-4. They bounced back nicely. And this is certainly one of those games against Elk Point Jefferson, a team that comes in 3-3 overall themselves. You say, hey, this is one we can go get. They count 2-0. Christofferson's going to make solid contact, at least it sounded like, but just a dribbler, as it is foul. And the count now 2-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Mikey Robe is still up to bat here, at least in the bottom of the third. And now the 2-1. This one called strike. As the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out to pitcher versus pitcher. Geary stands tall. Kicks and fires, and this one chasing out of the zone, but it's lost, and Hayden Christofferson is going to get aboard. So a drop third strike, but reaches on the wild pitch. And now Hayden Christofferson is aboard with only 1 out. Cole, sometimes it doesn't have to be pretty, but getting a base runner is important.
Yeah, got real lucky there. That one almost looked like it bounced just before the plate, and just a wild swing.
And now a chopper, gloved by the third baseman, throw over to first, and there is 2 away as Gale, the third baseman, came up quickly on it to get the quick out. So now 2 away with Christofferson over at second, and Vermillion returns back to the top of the lineup where Peterson watched 3 pitches. Watch 2 come in for strikes, and then the third one decided to swing at it, but didn't make contact. So for Peterson, trying to make something happen offensively, first pitch, it's low, 1-0 the count. Again, a beautiful evening here at Parentis Park, just past 6 o'clock. Temperature right above 64 degrees. Called strike. Again, I've seen a north wind, gusting right around 17 miles an hour. As high, though, as 25 here in the past hour. Again, blowing right back in to us here in the broadcast booth. Swing and a miss, 1-2, but not quite as bad as it was this past weekend for game number 2. Started to get a little cold for game number 2 up here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. Bottom of the third. The 1-2, contact, but it's going to go foul. And Peterson will get another opportunity to try to keep this inning alive here for the Vermillion Tanagers. And now the 1-2, contact, and this is going to get right by the second baseman. And Christofferson on his horse is going to come around for a run on the single for Connor Peterson. And it's now 3-1. Elk Point Jefferson with a 2-run lead. Nice contact, Cole Larson. Nice at-bat from Connor Peterson for the Vermillion Tanagers.
Yeah, just went up there, maybe learned a thing or two from his first inning at-bat where he just watched a couple of them waved at the third and maybe stayed a little patient. Got out in front of the one where it was a long foul ball down the left field line, but good contact right back up the middle.
And now Rohrig is up to bat. Yeah, you mentioned as long as that Gary has been on the mound so far in an inning. Now giving up a run. Vermillion's offense just like that, back into it. Called strike, 1-1 the count. Rohrig grounded out to first base his last time up. Look back over to first. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Rohrig trying to keep the inning alive for the Vermillion Tanagers. As Gary is now up to 30 pitches. The 1-2, swing and a miss. And that will complete the inning. But for Vermillion to get a run on a hit, and we move to the top of the fourth. That comes up after this commercial break on Live Ticket TV. Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events, all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Vermillion is able to get a run there in the bottom of the third, and it's 3-1 as we head to the top of the fourth. We do have a new pitcher in as well for the Vermillion Tanagers as the first pitch is in for a ball. 1-0 is the count. It's also the first time that we have seen this pitcher this season. We talked about it on our pregame show that he just needs to get some time underneath his belt. The manager, Tom Heisinger, wanted to see how he would do. That is Connor Peterson, the new pitcher for the Vermillion Tanagers. As the 2-0, this one is going to be flowing out into left field, and it's going to be gloved by Rohrig, the trusty left fielder, for out number 1. And by the way, with Hayden Christofferson being done, we had him at 47 pitches, which means he can come back if needed for Friday on the road against Parkston. Of course, that is all in question at the moment that game even happens. There is chances of rain once again. Now, we've already seen that game be postponed once due to weather. The 0-1, this one takes a hop in there, 1-1 the count. Also hearing some sirens in the background. Saw a cop car go by earlier. Things off. A little excitement off to our right side. Now called strike. 1-2 the count. And the 1-2. This one's going to be a ground ball. Trey Hansen runs up onto it. Throw O to first is in time. And that one is out number 2. Nice rundown by Schmitz trying to get there in time, but couldn't quite do it. Or excuse me, that was Hayden Christofferson who got out number 2. Hayden Christofferson now in at second base. Trey Hansen went to shortstop and Peterson to the pitching position. I apologize. So it looks like maybe a house is on fire or something along those lines as a fire truck just drove on by with a little bit of action in the background. Cole, can you see a fire truck go by there? Yeah, you can on the TV monitor.
Yeah, probably. I wasn't looking at that. I was looking up, but I'm guessing you could see it over the fence if we could see it over the fence. Well, we're going to find out here shortly.
Well, I say it sounds like a little action going on. The 1-1, swing and a miss. And now 1-2 is the count to Geary, who is 0 of 2. And now the 1-2, this one is going to be a fly ball. Who's going to get there in time? Robe comes up, and he puts it in the mitt for out number 3 on the fly ball. So, for Peterson, who comes in relief, it took him just 11 pitches. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we head to the bottom of the 4th with fire trucks driving on by. That comes up here after this commercial break on Live Ticket TV.
There's no better organization that gives back to the student athletes than the Booster Club. The Vermillion Booster Club is committed to helping all student athletes grow. Join the Tanager faithful today by becoming a member at GoTanagers.com. While you're there, check out team apparel for your favorite sports team. Like them on Facebook to stay up to date on all the latest information and sports games. Join the Vermillion Boosters today and go Tanagers!
Whether you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It will be Haig to lead things off for the Vermillion Tanagers, as it has been a good game so far. Have not seen an error committed by either team. Elk Point Jefferson with 5 hits here in the ball game. Vermillion only 1 hit so far. Well, they'll see if they can't get some offense sparked a little bit more after they were able to get their first run there in the last inning in the bottom of the 3rd. As, again, Geary continues to be pitcher. Microphone handed over to Tavin. We'll get his thoughts more on this game here in just a moment. Haig fouls this one off. Tavin, thoughts so far on what you've seen kind of sitting there in the background of the game that we've seen between Elk Point Jefferson and Vermillion?
Yeah, I mean, you could start off with the defense from Elk Point Jefferson, not only the pitching from Geary, but the whole team well-rounded, able to find the balls, locate them, and I mean, if it wasn't for one wild pitch, Vermillion might not even have a score in this game.
Yeah, you talk about that one wild pitch. Christofferson was able to get aboard because of it, even though he swung and missed. It got away from the catcher, and eventually was able to come around for a score. Now the 2-1. Grounded over to Gale, the third baseman, throw to first, and there is another one away. And by the way, Geary is not the ace, if you will, for Elk Point Jefferson. We have seen a lot of aces go up against Vermillion so far. That was kind of Tom's comment to me off air. Said, all right, we have a good chance with not seeing an ace like we usually do, but Vermillion's bats, what does it take, Tavin, for their bats to get going offensively for the Vermillion Tanagers?
Well, I was actually kind of thinking about that. I was figuring that would be a conversation that would be had, but I think it's the same thing like in basketball. You just need to see the ball go through the net. I think Vermillion just needs to see the ball hit the bat, regardless if it's foul balls or even maybe lay down a bunt or two.
And first pitch for Carter Hansen, ground ball right back to Geary, and there is 2 away already here in the bottom of the 4th. And now Eric Solsley will step up to bat. This one, low. Everyone's still chuckling at him the other day when he got hit in the back and he just sprinted down the first base line, hit by a pitch, keeping himself warm out there and having a little fun. Eventually leading to a Vermillion victory. Again, Vermillion comes into tonight on a 4-game win streak, 500 overall. 1-1 the count. Geary kicks and fires this one just a little upstairs.
And now 2-1. Solsley last time up flew out to right field. Schmitz had to come in and make a good catch with the mitt. The 2-1, this one right back at Geary. No one covering close enough to second, of course. And that shot, the line ball, will be in for a single. And with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, the inning stays alive for Vermillion. But Tavin, that's exactly what you're talking about. Give themselves a chance, even with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, just get something going. You know, a little momentum is a lot of momentum at the end of the game. You just get a little by little, and that's what they're going to do. Well, hopefully they're going to do right here.
Trey Hansen, though, sees the first pitch out of zone. Swatke instead will go to second on the fielder's choice, and that will be out number 3. So Vermillion looked like maybe something, but 1 pitch later, it all comes to an end. No runs on a hit, took just 10 pitches, and we head to the top of the 5th. That comes up after this commercial break on Live Ticket TV.
Agriculture is like no other business, which makes Farm Credit Services of America like no other lender. Owned by the farmers and ranchers we serve, our customers have a voice in how we work, a stake in what we do, and share in our success. Discover a lender that works for you at Farm Credit Services of America.
Hi, this is Kristen Cunningham with Chic Boutique by Kristen & Company in Centerville, South Dakota. We are an all-size inclusive boutique offering sizes small through 3X on many items, including denim jeans and jackets, shackets, pants, skirts, graphic tees and sweatshirts, joggers, school swag, hats and caps, many fashion accessories including purses and lots of jewelry. And we also offer gift items for birthdays and weddings. Get your shopping fix at 636 Broadway Street, Centerville, South Dakota. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 7, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Well, Chicago Saturday in the park. I guess it's a Tuesday in the park here, but Vermillion Tanagers, they find themselves trailing by 2. As Trometer will step up to bat for the Vermillion Tanagers as this pitch gets away from Haig, and the count quickly goes to 3-0. Trometer, again, Connor Peterson coming on in relief. The first time that he has gotten his chance on the mound this season. The 3-0, this one in for a called strike. So, Tavin, what do you got to do if you're Connor Peterson and just get some pitching? He's been the trusty shortstop for Vermillion so far this season, but coming in pitching, what would you like to see from him?
I think you just got to get some experience on the mound, especially once you go deeper into the season. Like you mentioned, they went into extras the other day. You got to rely on more pitchers in those games, so just to have a backup is always good, so just experience is going to help him along the way.
Fouled it off as this one went just beyond foul territory. Preister and Hayden Christofferson all gave a jaunt after it. No one was able to catch up with it in time. And now the 3-2, that one is going to be ball number 4. Trometer will be aboard as now the third baseman, Gale, will step up to bat. Keaton flew out to center his last time up. Again, Peterson going to get some time, and if he can't go too deep, we'll also see a little bit Trey Hansen, but they don't want to use him immediately yet. They like to save him. They don't want to get him too high in his pitch count. Again, they always talk about piecing things together. You have an imagination that Peterson will go at least 45 pitches, maybe even right around that number of 60, just like we saw with Christofferson. And now a fly ball that's got some speed, and it's going to get just down in front of Preister, and that will be a stand-up double. That one kind of had a little bit of speed. Preister looked like he might have been able to get to it, but Keaton Gale puts in a double. Good hit, Tavin, for Keaton Gale on that one.
Yeah, I think the wind might have helped him a little bit there, pushing it towards more the right field line, but Preister just couldn't get there in time.
So now, runners on third and second with nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Vermillion's been able to get done defensively. We saw Elk Point Jefferson get 2 runs in the top of the 3rd with 2 outs, but right now Peterson finds himself in trouble. Swatek, who is up to bat. Swatek sees the 1-0. This one is going to be popped out, and it's going to fall just in time once again. It looked like maybe Preister had this one figured out, but the wind just kept pushing it closer and closer into the infield, and the fly ball is going to fall in for a base hit, and it puts runners at the corners, and it's now 4-1. Now, I'm not quite for sure, Tavin, if Preister might have even lost that one a little bit in the sun as well, because looking out to dead center where the flags stand at, I don't really see a whole lot of movement. And now throw over to second on the steal attempt. Swadek is caught stealing, and he will be out at second base. As, hey, great throw over to second to get out number 1. So 1 away, as again Haig was able to get it over and catch Swadek stealing. But yeah, Tavin, going back to that, I think Preister might have just lost it in the sun.
Yeah, I mean, right where that location is, the sun right in your eyes. Don't know if he's got any sunglasses on out there. But sometimes those ball caps, they don't give you enough shade that you need.
So the count right now to Gale. So 1-0 the count, swing and fouls it off. 1-2. Okay. Got off my book there for a moment. Right? The e-book sometimes gets me in trouble. Runner on third, Keaton Gale. Oak Point Jefferson has scored another run in this pitch outside for a ball. 2-2 now the count. But for EPJ, with another run coming in and a guy at third with only 1 out, it can really add to their small lead that they have. Fouled off behind. The count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gale, who is up right now, singled on a line drive out to right field. Preister has been busy so far here this evening. As the wind starts to pick up a little bit more out in center field, we watch those flags. And now, speaking of that line drive, just like he did his last time up to bat, same exact spot. And this one is in for a base hit on the single, and it is now 5-1. EPJ leads it over Vermillion as Mueller will step up to bat. No one warming up at the moment in the bullpen for the Vermillion Tanagers, but again, you have to imagine that it's going to be Trey Hansen, the shortstop at the moment, who will come in next. Now steal over to second and not going to quite get the ball in the glove. Was Hayden Christofferson, but Tavin, another great throw by Haig, the catcher, over to second base.
Yeah, it looked like it was on time and even would have beat him by maybe a few steps, but the transfer wasn't there to the glove. A little bit of tough break for Vermillion.
1-0 the count to Mueller, who is up, and this one's going to be a line drive just over the head of Hayden Christofferson. Gale from second's going to come home, and he slides in, staying to second. Runner takes off to second base, and he will slide in successfully. Mueller will, and it's now 6-1. Oak Point Jefferson leads it over Vermillion. So a line drive single in the book. Gale comes home. They tried to get him at home, and with that, Mueller was able to advance over to second base. And now McDermott will step up to bat. Conversation on the mound. As this one, Tavin's starting to get away just a little bit from the Vermillion Tanagers here in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it is because Elk Point Jefferson's bats have just been on fire here, not only in the 5th inning, but throughout the couple other innings. They've had some good hits. They just weren't able to score, but this one, they're finding ways to score.
Yeah, and you talk about it as well. The bats are on fire, and then just advancing the base runners the correct way by getting the steals, and then heads up base running from there to move themselves quickly around the bags. And it's just been kind of singles that eventually had those runners on second base able to get home. So now McDermott will step up to bat, again with a runner on second base, and the first pitch is out of the zone, 1-0 the count. 1-0 the count, 1 out. Peterson up to 32 pitches through a 1 1/3 complete. This one down and away, 2-0 now the count. And for EPJ coming into this inning, leading at 3-1, adding another 3 runs, certainly have put themselves in a good spot. And now trying to get the runner out at second. Not going to be able to do so. Something that we didn't see the Vermillion Tanagers do earlier this season, but had a little bit more defense as we've moved along and the weather's gotten nice and they've gotten their chance to practice a little bit more here at Parentis Park. And now a foul ball, 2-1 the count. Again, you wonder if Peterson won't be done after this inning, as he's now up to 34 pitches, and bring on Trey Hansen for the last 2 at the moment. And now the 2-1. This one is low. 3-1 the count. But first, Peterson has to get himself out of this inning. Struggling right now to find the strike zone. The 3-1. This one is going to be fouled, and now the count is full. We'll see if Peterson can't get the strikeout. An important pitch here to McDermott, who is 0 of 2. He does have a strikeout to his name so far this evening. Runner is on second base for Elk Point Jefferson with 1 away here in the top of the 5th. This one smacked out into center field, and Robe is going to be able to get his glove up in time for out number 2. On the line drive to center field. And now it will be Haley who will step up to bat. The left fielder who has singled. His first time up, that was at one time Rohrig just misstepped there out in left field. Got just above his glove. Otherwise it's flown out that way as well. And now hit by pitch maybe. They say yes. That one seemed a little bit of interesting as it was a ball. And what made it so interesting was Haley turned around to the home plate ump and said, "I got hit on his back." And then the official said, "Okay, sounds good," and said, "Go over to first." I mean, that's at least what I saw, Tavin, don't you think?
Yeah, that's kind of what it saw, but I believe they call that hearsay, so I'm not sure if he actually got hit or not, but regardless, ump believed him.
So now runners on first and second with 2 outs, and now Schmitz is up. It certainly was a dangerous play, and Haley made an attempt to move out of the way of being hit by the pitch. But again, quickly pointed to his back to say, "I was hit," and the ump went with it. Count 0-2 to Schmitz. This one fouled off, and the at-bat will continue with runners on first and second here in the top of the 5th. Elk Point Jefferson already 3 runs here in this inning. Gets the signal. Kicks and fires. And this one swing and a miss. And that will end the inning. But this is the line. 3 runs on 4 hits. EPJ leaves 2 aboard. 31 pitches for Connor Peterson. And we move to the bottom of the 5th. That comes up after this timeout break on Live Ticket TV.
Let's be real. You work, you worry, you wait, you wonder. These are the challenges of life on the farm. As a community bank, First Bank and Trust understands this rural reality. We're big enough to help ag producers grow for the future and small enough to get to know you right now. Our ag bankers have ag backgrounds, which means we'll help you work through the tough years and make the most of the great ones. First Bank and Trust. Real banking, real easy. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. As we move to the bottom of the 5th inning, it's 6-1. Elk Point Jefferson adds another 3 runs there in the top of the 5th, and Vermillion, as Kevin mentioned, needs to get their bats going as Jack Vitt, a trusty man that will swing away. He's not afraid to try to make something happen for the Vermillion Tanagers offensively. Let's see if he can't get something going for his team. And Tavin, maybe as well for Vermillion. You talk about getting the bats going, but also watching some pitches. Gary up to 41 pitches through 4 complete. What do you think about maybe being a little bit more patient if you're the Vermillion Tanagers?
Yeah, I mean, watch a few. You got 2 strikes for a reason. Take a few. Maybe there will be some mistakes by Elk Point Jefferson, not only on the pitching side, but maybe catching or even in the outfield.
Gary has thrown out his 42 pitches, 30 in the strike zone, 12 balls, and then finds the strike zone this time. The count is 1-1. And talk about being patient. Vitt might hear us as he watched that one come in right down Broadway, but just want to get this pitch count up a little bit. 1-1, and this one, Gary looked like he might have slipped a little bit, spiked it into the dirt, and now 2-1 the count. So we'll see if maybe Gary isn't falling apart as he's taking his time there on the bump to resettle back in. And now, the 2-1, Vitt thought about going after it, decided not to, and the count 3-1. Tavin, I think Vitt might have hurt us.
He really wanted that last one, though. He pumped the brakes there real fast, but yeah, it looks like it here so far.
3-1, this one called strike. And now the count is full. And yeah, you talk about Vitt. There's one guy who will maybe sometimes go chase a few questionable out of the zone. It's Vitt. But sometimes it works out for him, too. The full count, this one hops into the dirt. And Vitt is going to sprint it out over to first. Even though it was ball 4, so a runner is aboard. The leadoff batter is aboard for the Vermillion Tanagers. As now Hayden Christofferson will step up to bat. We'll see if maybe Hayden isn't patient himself as he looks over to manager Tom Heisinger, who is now wearing a sweatshirt here at the moment. Again, not a whole lot of wind as that's starting to die down, just a little bit at Parentis Park. Again, beautiful evening, though, on this Tuesday. Pitch in for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Hayden reached on that drop third strike his last time up. So 0-1, and now a ground ball over to Swadek. Throws to second, out at second, over to first is too high, and Christofferson is going to take off to second, and he will get there just in time. So, ground ball, fielder's choice, out at second, and then an error as Christofferson is able to get to second base. It's also the first error that we have seen of the ball game. And now Mikey Robe will step up to bat. He grounded out to third his last time up. So again, Christofferson is at second base for the Vermillion Tanagers, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. So I think the home plate ump might have been getting a little upset, but he can calm down. In for a called strike. We're going to get it corrected up here. You got a moment. Everyone calm down. Runner on second, Christofferson. Geary up to 50 pitches now through 4 1/3 complete. This one low. Tavin, you would certainly say, though, for Geary, he's starting to lose a little bit more and more of command of his pitches that we've seen in these last 2 innings or so.
Yeah, he really has been, and maybe that's because Vermillion's finding the spot. It's finding some sweet zones, hitting the ball, as we kind of see there. But, yeah, I mean, eventually you're going to lose that umph. You're going to have to go a couple pitches where you got to take a moment, take a second for yourself.
Rope fouls it off, so the count now 1-2 with 1 out. For Geary on the opposite side, you talk about him defensively. He just has to remain patient. Hasn't given up any damage so far. You'd love to have 2 outs going into the power hitter of Connor Peterson for the Vermillion Tanagers. Now the 1-2, this one's going to be a fly ball, but it's going to just keep on drifting foul as he made good contact with it. Robe did, but just could not keep it in play. And the count will remain 1-2. That would have stayed in. That's at least a stand-up double and drive in a run. And Vermillion trailing by 5 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. Not quite do or die time, but certainly would like to chip away. The 1-2, this one swing dropped. It's going to be picked up. Throw over to first is in time. And with that, by the way, Christofferson is able to advance over to third base. So now the pitcher, Connor Peterson, will step up to bat where he is 1 of 2, including the only RBI of the night. This pitch up, 1-0. So Vermillion trying to keep the inning alive, especially with Hayden Christofferson on third base with 2 outs. This one ground ball, chopped foul. As Tom Heisinger tries to get his hand down in time to stop the foul ball. Won't be able to do so, and 1-1 the count. One. Peterson fouls it off. 1-2 the count. Crucial moment for Peterson and the Vermillion Tanagers. With a runner on third, 2 outs. The 1-2. Kicks and fires this one, ground ball. It's going to go over the third baseman. Gale throws over a Trometer at first base, puts it in the mitt, and there is 3 away. So Vermillion able to get Christofferson to the third bag, but aren't able to bring him home. No runs, no hits. There was an error there. We move to the 6th inning that comes up after this 60-second timeout break on Live Ticket TV.
Stone canyons, flowing waterfalls, and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
If you are self-motivated, accountable, and eager to learn new skills, we'd love to talk to you about a rock star career. Masaba in Vermillion is hiring full and part-time manufacturing positions for the rock industry. Masaba provides comprehensive training in a clean, safe, and state-of-the-art facility. Masaba offers competitive wages, a fun and interesting work environment and culture. Join our team of rock stars. Visit masabainc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Little Gordon Lightfoot as we come back. The Canadian rock artist passing away at the age of 84 yesterday. Sad to hear the news of Gordon Lightfoot. A lot of great songs throughout his career, including Wreck of the Edmonds Fitzgerald, If You Could Read My Mind, Rainy Day People, along with Sundown as well. As the leadoff batter is aboard as we get underway here in the top of the 6th, as it was Gary who was up to bat, wasted no time with a line drive out into right field. And we do see ourselves a new pitcher as well for the Vermillion Tanagers. Trey Hansen is now up to bat, as Connor Peterson goes back over to shortstop and Hayden Christofferson remains at second base. We suspected that change to happen, and now stealing to second. Throw over there. Again, it's a good throw over to second, but it's not going to be quite in time with the ball. And Gary is able to get over to second in time. So Trey Hansen has been a pitcher that we've seen several different times throughout this season, including getting the start. In fact, he was the one that got the start for Vermillion with their first win of this season. Now, ground ball that went off the bump, and then to Hayden Christofferson. It wasn't able to glove it cleanly, and on the hard hit ground ball, an error on Hayden Christofferson now puts runners at at the corners, with Gale up to bat for EPJ, who is 2 of 3, and he has sprayed it everywhere so far today. He's 2 of 3 with a single out into left field, a double out into right, and he's flown out to center. The runner is going to take off to second base. Stradmeter is going to have to go back to first. Fouled off to the right side, and the count is 0-1. Stradmeter took a moment there before he was told that he needs to go back to first. Finally does so. A little moment of delay here. 6-1. The count 0-1 after the foul ball. Gale sees the 0-1, and this one is going to be a line drive out into the gap. Another single for Keaton Gale, another RBI as well. It's now 7-1. As now Swatik will step up to bat. Swatik singled his last time up to bat. He's been walked and he's flown out to right as well. So this one starting to slip a little bit more away from the Tanagers as Swatik sees this one behind his back. 1-0 the count. Haig somehow is able to reach up and stay in front of it. 1-0 the count. Again, Swatik, a dangerous batter for EPJ. 1-0. This one low. 2-0 another count. As so far Trey Hansen just has not really been able to find his rhythm yet so far in this game, Tavin.
Yeah, and it might just be the whole demeanor of the team right now. You're down 6. A little bit tough to get it going, but...
Yep. As you talk about it, a ground ball that Peterson isn't able to get his glove on will go down as a hit, but it's that effort, Tavin. When you're winning a game, that's going to bounce into your glove. You're going to get out there. But when it's just this type of way for the night, you struggle to do anything defensively.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a conversation a coach can have with his team. So maybe that can happen in this next outing.
And now a wild pitch, and Stradmeter is going to be called out at home. So, pitch was wild as Stradmeter tries to go home on the wild pitch. And everyone else is able to advance over to third and second. So Gale on third, Swatik on second, but it is 1 out. As this one, the 1-0 is going to be popped up in the air. Runners are going to tag, and there's going to be in the catch down, or excuse me, and the run down, able to get back to second is Gale. And there is now 2 away. But again, Oak Point Jefferson now leads it 8-1. So now up to bat, as I'm off in my book here a little bit, will be Mueller will step up to bat. All right, I got to get caught up in mine as well. As again, 8-1. And then line drive. And now ground ball. Thank you, Cole. 4-3. And that one's going to be out number 3. So as I was just catching up in my book, in the end, Oak Point Jefferson, 2 runs on 3 hits, an error in there as well. It took just 11 pitches. But Oak Point Jefferson gets another 2. They now lead it 8-1 over the Vermillion Tanagers as we move to the bottom of the 6th.
At Northern State University, your future starts with an affordable education that's personalized for you. Experience hands-on learning guided by world-class supportive faculty. You'll also enjoy a full campus life with opportunities to choose from numerous student activities and events. all in a safe, welcoming community. At Northern, you'll find a college that's right for you, a place to belong. Your future starts here. Unleash your potential at Northern.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. Another 2 runs for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. They lead it 8-1 over the Vermillion Tanagers. As Geary right now for Elk Point Jefferson trying to go the distance. He has been impressive so far. Now for Vermillion, they have been able to kind of work Geary a little bit more with their pitches. We'll see if they can't keep doing that here in the bottom of the 6th. As Rohrig will lead things off for the Vermillion Tanagers. We're taking just a moment here as Gale did not quite get all of his equipment on as the catcher. Had to wait for a moment, give him just one practice pitch, and now he's ready to go. As again, Geary threw 5 innings complete, 58 pitches so far for him. Rohrig will step up to bat. Connor is 0 of 2. Vermillion trying to keep their evening alive. They got to get quite a bit of offense going here in this inning so it doesn't come down to desperation time in the bottom of the 7th. As Rohrig sees the first pitch in for a called strike, he is a victim of 1 strikeout so far this evening. And right now, Geary quickly humming him in there to get things going in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-2 kicks and fires. This one called strike number 3 as Rohrig watches just 3 pitches, and there is 1 away as Haig will step up to bat. Haig has grounded out to third base. Keat and Gale both times up, same exact spot both times. We'll see if Haig can't change that demeanor around for him this evening. Thought about going after the first pitch, decided not to. Out of the zone, 1-0. Tavin, you can't get 7 runs with 1 hit, but certainly need to get a base runner.
Yeah, you really do, and Hag tried to get it right there. You just got to find some momentum as a team. The demeanor seems down right now. He saw Warwick kind of walk off, shaking his head. After 2 strikes, he didn't think that were strikes, but regardless, you got to find some momentum somewhere.
By the way, Tom Heisinger makes a nice stop with the bare hand. Down the third base line, foul territory. 1-1 the count with 1 out. Geary kicks and delivers. This one low. Again, we talk about what he's done pitching so far. 64 pitches, 45 in the strike zone. Has given up 2 hits, 1 run, walked 1, has struck out 5 so far this evening. The 2-1. This one outside as Hay continues to be patient. Expect this next one to find the strike zone. Will Hay go after it? On the 3-1. The 3-1. This one inside for ball number 4 as it does miss the strike zone. And Haig is aboard as now Carter Hansen so far has seen just 3 pitches at his plate appearances so far, including 2 groundouts. Again, they really rely on Carter to help out with this offense. He has struggled so far this season. Glance over to first base for Geary. And this one, low. 1-0 the count. Just past 6:45 here on this Tuesday evening. Just past an hour and a half old for this game tonight. This one in the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out. This one. Low. 2-1, I guess. Excuse me, not quite an hour and a half. Got off a little bit my time there. Hour 15, hour 20 or so. 2-1. This one fouled off. That one hits the fence. Avoiding hitting any cars over there. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Hansen standing tall at the plate. Trying to get this offense going. The 2-2 swing and a miss. And there's 2 away. As now Eric Solsley will step up to bat. Eric singled on a line drive out to center field. We're also going to see a courtesy runner in for the Vermillion Tanagers, as Nolan Nygren will come in. It'll give Haig a chance to put his equipment back on for the Vermillion Tanagers. The catcher, Solsley. First pitch well upstairs. Two outs. Bottom of the 6th, Vermillion trailing by 7, 8-1 the score. And another another pitch that's upstairs. 2-0 the count now. As Geary again is starting to lose a little bit more and more of his command. 73 pitches. Remember, he completed 2 innings just throwing 14 pitches. Now this one low. So it's either been high or low. 3-0 the count. 2 outs. Eric Solsley. This one's going to go down Broadway, and it does. Just as we expect. 3-1 now the count. Question is, can Geary get himself back in this count? Or even get out of this inning? The 3-1, this one is going to be a swing and a miss. Solsley was looking around himself, and on the wild pitch, Nygren is able to steal over to second. So the count is full with 2 outs to Eric Solsley. Trying to keep this inning alive for the Vermillion Tanagers and get some offense going. Trailing by 7. Geary glances back to second. The full count pitch. This one is going to be fouled off. It looked like almost a check swing there for Eric. The first baseman will get another attempt. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Full count pitch. This one is outside for ball number 4. So Eric is patient. And there's now runners on first and second. Tavin, great plate appearance that time for Eric Solsley.
Yeah, and I mean, Geary bounced back. Down 3-0 in the count. Found some momentum, got some couple strikes in, but just a great plate effort from Solsley there to get on base and to give Vermillion a chance once again.
And now, Gale and Geary are talking on the mound. This can go on for just a little bit of time. As the two maybe discussing some signals, trying to get back on the same page. Conversation of the two minds is over. And Gale will set back in just beyond home plate. As again with 2 outs, runners now on first and second for the Vermillion Tanagers. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Trey Hansen went chasing for one at the moon and fouled it off. That went well out of the zone. That's just being desperate, trying to make something happen offensively. He'll have those every once in a while. The 0-1 swing and a miss. As that time, Hansen went golfing. Speaking of golfing, he's a pretty decent golfer. But the count now 0-2 here in a game of baseball with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. The 0-2, this one framed up, called strike number 3. So for Vermillion, no runs, no hits, no errors. Took 23 pitches, but again, not able to do any damage. We head to the final inning where it's insurance time for EPJ. That comes up here in just a moment on Live Ticket TV.
If you are pregnant or planning ahead, you and your baby deserve a healthy start. We offer a wide range of services such as advocacy, health screenings and education, care coordination and car seat safety, participant empowerment, referral services, and fatherhood support. To learn more about Great Plains Healthy Start, visit greatplainstravelhealth.org or call one of our 5 service areas today. Brought to you by Great Plains Healthy Start, so that the people may live.
Farmers know crop insurance is essential for managing risk. It's also valuable for maximizing revenue. The crop insurance officers at Farm Credit Services of America have proprietary tools and expertise to deliver the personalized crop and revenue protection you need for the peace of mind you want. Nobody delivers crop insurance like this. Discover the difference by calling 800-884-FARM. Agriculture works here.
Birds like Tanagers.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. McDermott steps up to bat as we head to the top of the 7th inning, where this is nothing but, well, as we call it, insurance time, if you will, for Elk Point Jefferson, as they don't have to really do anything but just try to add to runs. In fact, they can even, if you will, hit the 10-run rule or add another 3 runs, it still wouldn't matter. Vermillion would get a chance at the bottom of the 7th. So, I mean, all they're doing is going out there and having some fun. The 0-2, this one, ground ball over to Peterson, puts in his glove throw over to first and is in time for 1 away. But Tavin, defensively for the Vermillion Tanagers, this is still important to have this one, if you can, just the way it's going right now, 1, 2, and 3 in order, make it clean and quick, and get up the bats once again.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen. You got a couple more innings before anything can happen. And you just want to finish out games on a positive note. You might not start the game very well, but it's how you bounce back. It's how you kind of redeem yourself as a team.
Haley now will be up to bat for the Huskies as he sees the second pitch outside for a ball. 2-0 now the count. Again, 1 out here in the top of the 7th, 8-1. EPJ leads it over the Vermillion Tanagers. The 2-0, this one slapped out into center field, and Robe is easily there on the fly ball for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down. Wasting no time as Trey Hansen has now Devin Schmitz, who has popped out, grounded out, and struck out, will step up to the plate. No, I apologize. That'll be Carson Timmons who will step up for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. As the first pitch, and for a called strike. And now, count 0-2 to Timmons. Can Hansen finish off this inning 1, 2, 3 in order? The 0-2. This one, swing and a miss. He will do so. No runs, no hits, no errors. 9 pitches. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Vermillion needs 7 to tie, 8 to win. That comes up after this timeout break on Live Ticket TV.
Are great at flying out of the way to miss your car. Deer and other drivers are not. If you're in any kind of accident, bring your vehicle to Blaine's Body Shop in Vermillion. We repair your vehicle to pre-accident condition and handle the entire process from start to finish, including an accurate estimate and dealing with the insurance adjuster. So good luck to the Tanagers, and if you're in an accident, bring your vehicle to
Blaine's Body Shop. Blaine's Body Shop. Automotive collision repair.
What's your big picture?
To keep the farm in the family.
To pay off the loan. To start my own operation.
To drive Grandpa's combine. Right, Grandpa?
If owning a successful operation is in your big picture, First Bank and Trust has ag experts to help you plan for the future.
To diversify.
To teach her how to drive a combine.
Find out how First Bank and Trust makes managing your farm easier at bankeasy.com.
Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics and the student athlete. 8-1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, as the Vermillion Tanagers need 7 runs to tie this up as Geary tries to go goes the distance for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. He has been impressive what he has been able to do today. So Vermillion will lead things off with Jack Vitt. Vitt, the DH, officially in the book, 0 of 1. Last time up, he was walked. Here we go for Geary. 81 pitches through 6 complete. First pitch is going to be a ground ball over to Swatke. Throws over to Swatik. And that will be out number 1. Or it was Keaton Gale, the third baseman, who was able to get it. As now Hayden Christofferson, the second baseman, will step up. Christofferson is 0 of 2. Rounded out on a fielder's choice his last time up. First pitch in for a called strike. No, it was dropped there by the catcher, Gale. Again, Geary trying to finish this one off. Go the distance for the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies. Ground ball. Picked up. Throw to first is in time. 2 up and 2 down for the Vermillion Tanagers, and for Vermillion down to their final out as Robe will step up. Mikey is also 0 of 2 for the Vermillion Tanagers. Vermillion came in on a 4-game winning streak. Looks like that will come to an end this evening. They'll drop to 4 and 5. But it's not over till the fat lady sinks. But she's certainly warming up now. In for a called strike. 0-1 the count. Robe taps home plate. The 0-1. This one swing and a miss. 0-2. So now Vermillion down to their final out, down to their final strike. As Robe will dig himself in. The 0-2. Kicks and fires this one. Ground ball over to the second baseman. Moore throws over to first. And Vermillion goes 1, 2, 3 in order in the bottom of the 7th. And the Elk Point Jefferson Huskies get the win over Vermillion by a final score of 8-1. Took just 6 pitches for Geary to end the ball game. We're going to step aside quickly for the post-game show, give you phone numbers, and wrap things up as we come back here on Live Ticket TV.
This is what matters. This is beyond X's and O's. This is the difference mutual respect makes. This is what character looks like. This is what defines us in South Dakota. This is sportsmanship. School sports, it's not the outcome that matters most, but the way the games are played. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Agraria Insurance Company, protecting what's important in life. Contact your local Agraria Insurance Company agent.
Advertising can be a struggle. Where to spend your money? Are you reaching the right audience? If you are looking for an effective method that reaches a large fan base at once, then here is your spot with Live Ticket TV. With over 65 schools in the state of South Dakota, we can help you find the right market. Plus, you can work with me, Heath, and a portion of all sales made go right back to the school. Get a hold of me today and let's get started in helping build your brand with Live Ticket TV. Welcome back to the Vermillion Booster Club Press Box, proud supporter of Tanager Athletics.
8-1 is your final score as Oak Point Jefferson Huskies come into Vermillion and get the win. Oak Point Jefferson got things going there on the top of the second, added a 1-0 lead, and from there just kept on building. After 3 innings, it was 3-1. Looked like Vermillion might have a chance. It was a scoreless 4th inning, but from there, EPJ adds another 3 runs in the 5th inning. Another 2 runs in the top of the 6th. In fact, for Vermillion, as mentioned, just their 1 run on 2 hits. For Elk Point Jefferson, 8 runs on 12 hits. Impressive of what they were able to do, and also an impressive performance on the pitching mound as well, as goes Geary's 7 complete. Again, gave up those 2 hits, the 1 run which was earned, walked 3, but struck out 7 for the evening. For the Vermillion Tanagers, the losing pitcher tonight will be Hayden Christopherson. 3 innings complete, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned, walked 2, and struck out 2. Connor Peterson came on relief through 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, also 3 runs, all earned, walked 1 and struck out 1. And then Trey Hansen through 2 innings complete, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and struck out 1 for the Vermillion Tanagers. For Elk Point Jefferson, batting-wise, 2 different Huskies with 2 RBIs on the evening, including Gale and Mueller, and then RBIs apiece for Gale, Swadek, and Haley for EPJ. For the Vermillion Tanagers, their lone RBI came on a Connor Peterson single. But again, a tough stretch for the Vermillion Tanagers offensively for tonight, as they do have an evening off tomorrow before they're back here at Parentis Park to take on Dakota Valley. And then they're also back in action on the road Friday evening to take on the Parkston Trojans. But a tough night for the Vermillion Tanagers. As we wrap it up, big thanks to Tavin and Cole. I'm Heath Nimke. Until Thursday evening for more baseball action. Your final score, once again, EPJ 8, Vermillion 1. Until Thursday, have yourself a wonderful rest of your evening.